What up, nerds? Bujo Head Jody here. I have been bullet journaling since 2017, and I would like to share my 2022 end of the year spreads with you. So, December is ending or coming up or happening. These I actually put after all my December spreads. Sometimes some of these go before. But I have kind of a strange group of spreads to show you. Usually I try to keep a lot of my collections toward the beginning, my beginning of year, which will be my next video. But these were sort of like end of the year, to start planning for the next, or to start planning for December. So this first spread, kind of a weird eclectic group of them. This first spread is actually my Christmas presents spreads. Sometimes I make them a little, crazy, more, individual, but these are just going to be a couple of lists. I am doing them in a style of a previous December spread that I've done before. You can see I've already messed up the spacing on this, so we're doing great. But these are going to be candy cane striped outline boxes. Top one is just going to be the title. So Xmas. I kept this kind of simple because I just needed to get this one done. It didn't need to be crazy. I wasn't planning on doing a lot of presents this year, and so I wasn't quite sure how much space. I didn't have individual boxes for individual people that I was going to need to have because I didn't quite know. So I just have two boxes, brainstorming box, and then sort of like a final presents box. And actually, I didn't even end up using the presents box in the future, PS. So I just used that brainstorming, had a little list, ticked off my things. Very simple. It was useful. It was definitely useful. It was nice to have that in one spot. So I'm holding this pen at a very, at this 45-degree angle. So that I stay within the lines. It's actually pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. And then when you switch from going horizontal to going vertical, you kind of just flip the chisel tip. So pretty easy, and actually the spacing wise, don't worry about it. Just go, it's not it'll come out looking fine. It's one of those ones where even if you mess up a little bit, it's still gonna look good, because that's what the pattern is. And actually, I'm even using some of the colors that I used in that previous spread. So we've got some very fun candy cane-y colors. Although in that previous spread, I did alternate which direction the stripes were going in, and in this one, I put them in all the same direction. With three boxes, I couldn't really decide, if I wanted one or to be the odd one out. It just wouldn't quite work. So yeah, just two lists, little title, very simple. I do a little fixing here. Breaking out all of my white pens. And then we'll move on to the next spread, which is to plan out my 2023 beginning spreads. So usually this is just a list, especially because I don't usually have a lot of space at the end of my bullet journal. Although this one I had a lot of space, which was really nice. So the idea here is that I was actually going to sort of draw out each of these little things, and that each grouping of 2 was going to be a left-hand side and a right-hand side of the spread. These little pages. Separate them out. And then label them. Actually, what ended up happening is I ended up needing many more spreads than this. So I actually made each individual box a set of 2. Just because I needed so many of the beginning pages. And instead of putting anything permanent in there, the plan is to use some sticky notes that are see-through so that I can readjust and move them around as much as I want. See, those are these sticky notes. You can see them just as they are, but when you peel and stick them, they're see-through. They're very cool. I very much recommend if you have parts of your bullet journal that you need to move around. And then the final spread, this very eclectic group of spreads, is actually another set of book lists and TV shows that I am watching. I am actually currently visiting my parents, and they watch a lot of TV, so getting a lot in. Need some more room on that. So we're doing a classic, the bookshelf. And this is actually the third of these type of sections for the book list. So we're calling it the scions of the book list. And then this is the second of the... I put both movies and TV shows in there, but I'm calling it Screen Time 2, Electric Boogaloo. So each of these little squares is going to be an itsy bitsy TV. And yes, setting this up is tedious. This is double time, so. Got each of these little squares, and they're all gonna get a little screen. then after the screens are done, they get a little antenna, which is just a V and then 2 little circles on top of the V. And then we'll start filling the books into that bookshelf. I like to get a good mix of leaning books and stacked books. Gives a nice variation. Now for color, right now I'm just coloring in the actual bookshelf itself. The books will be labeled and colored in as I read them. And then similarly, the screens of all the little TVs, I color in this light gray pen, and then it's the outline. So I think the actual TV itself that I color in with any color. I generally coordinate the colors that I'm filling them in with the themed colors of that month. So for most of December, it'll be green and pink and gray. So you can actually see how they were filled in there in the 2 previous sections. So that's all the strange end of year spreads. Thanks a lot. Bye.